we're taking a closer look at the quiet but powerful link between gut health and the mind. Inside your digestive system lives a complex community of bacteria that does far more than break down food. These microbes constantly communicate with the brain, shaping how we feel, react to stress, and think. By understanding this connection, we begin to see mental health not as something isolated in the brain, but as a whole body conversation with effects that reach far beyond digestion. Deep within your digestive system, a bustling, invisible world is teeming with life. This is your gut microbiome, an intricate ecosystem made up of trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, and fungi. For a long time, we thought its only job was to help us digest our meals. But we're now discovering that this community is a central player in our overall health, acting as a command center that influences everything from our immune system to our body weight. The balance of this internal garden, the diversity and health of these microbes is incredibly important. When it thrives, it supports our well-being in ways we're only just beginning to grasp. When it's out of balance, the consequences can ripple throughout the entire body, extending far beyond the gut itself and touching the very core of our mental and emotional state. This microbial world isn't just a passive resident, it's an active participant in the story of our health. The gut and the brain are in a constant, dynamic dialogue, a two-way communication highway often called the gut-brain axis. This isn't a metaphorical connection, it's a physical and biochemical one. The primary channel for this conversation is the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, which runs directly from the brainstem down to the abdomen. It acts like a fiber optic cable, sending signals in both directions. But the communication doesn't stop there. The microbes in your gut produce a vast array of chemical messengers, including neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are famously associated with mood and happiness. These molecules can enter the bloodstream and travel to the brain, directly influencing its function. Hormones and immune system signals also play a crucial part in this complex crosstalk. It's a sophisticated network where the state of your gut can inform the state of your mind, and conversely, your thoughts and feelings can alter the environment of your gut. This brings us to the profound role that gut bacteria play in shaping our mood and emotions. It might be surprising to learn that about 95% of the body's serotonin, often called the feel-good neurotransmitter, is produced in the gut, heavily influenced by the microbes living there. Different strains of bacteria can either promote or hinder its production. When your microbiome is rich with beneficial bacteria, it supports a steady supply of these mood-regulating chemicals, contributing to a sense of calm and well-being. However, if your gut is dominated by less helpful microbes, the production of these essential compounds can be disrupted. This microbial influence on our emotional landscape helps explain why we sometimes feel butterflies in our stomach when we're nervous or experience a gut-wrenching feeling during times of sadness. Our emotions aren't just in our heads, they're deeply intertwined with a life thriving inside our digestive tract. When this delicate microbial community is thrown off balance, or state known as dysbiosis, can have a direct and significant impact on how we experience stress and anxiety. A healthy gut lining acts as a strong barrier, carefully controlling what gets absorbed into the bloodstream. But when the microbiome is unhealthy, this barrier can become more permeable, a condition often referred to as leaky gut. This allows inflammatory molecules produced by certain gut bacteria to escape into the circulation and travel throughout the body, including to the brain. This low-grade, systemic inflammation is increasingly linked to heightened anxiety and a dysfunctional stress response. An imbalanced gut can also disrupt the normal function of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, our central stress response system. This can leave us in a state of high alert, making us more reactive to stressors and less able to return to a state of calm. The gut's condition, therefore, becomes a critical factor in our resilience to life's daily pressures. The influence of our gut doesn't stop at mood. It extends into our cognitive functions, affecting our ability to focus and form memories. The brain requires a constant supply of nutrients and energy to perform at its best, and a healthy gut is essential for efficiently absorbing those vital resources from our food. Beyond basic nutrition, the chemical messengers produced by our gut microbes play a key role. For example, a compound called butyrate, which is produced by certain bacteria when they ferment dietary fiber, is crucial for brain health. It helps strengthen the blood-brain barrier, protecting the brain from harmful substances, and has been shown to support memory and learning. When the microbiome is out of sync, the production of these beneficial compounds decreases, and the rise in inflammation can create a state of brain fog. This can manifest as difficulty concentrating, mental sluggishness, and problems with short-term memory, highlighting how a healthy gut is fundamental for a sharp and clear mind. Perhaps the most powerful tool we have for shaping our gut microbiome is our diet. The food we eat is not just fuel for us, it's also food for the trillions of microbes living inside us. Different bacteria thrive on different types of food. A diet rich in diverse, plant-based foods like fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains provides an abundance of fiber. This fiber is indigestible by our own cells, but serves as the perfect fuel for beneficial gut bacteria. These microbes ferment the fiber and, in return, produce those health-promoting compounds like butyrate. In contrast, a diet high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats tends to feed the less desirable bacteria, allowing them to multiply and crowd out the beneficial ones. This dietary pattern can promote inflammation and disrupt the gut-brain communication network. Eating for your microbes is, in essence, eating for your mind. Every meal is an opportunity to cultivate a healthier internal garden and, by extension, support your mental well-being. Beyond diet, other aspects of modern life can have a significant impact on the delicate balance of our microbiome. Antibiotics, while life-saving in their ability to fight off harmful bacterial infections, are not selective. They can wipe out large populations of our beneficial gut bacteria, along with the bad, leaving the ecosystem vulnerable and depleted. It can take a long time for the microbiome to recover its diversity after a course of antibiotics. Chronic stress is another major disruptor. The stress hormones our bodies release can alter the gut environment, making it more hospitable for pathogenic bacteria and negatively affecting the gut lining. Lack of sleep and a sedentary lifestyle can also contribute to a less diverse and less resilient microbiome. Recognizing how these lifestyle factors influence our gut health is the first step toward mitigating their negative effects and actively nurturing our microbial allies. So, how can you tell if your gut health might be affecting your mental well-being? The signs can be subtle and are often mistaken for unrelated issues. Of course, digestive problems like bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea are classic indicators that something is amiss in your gut. But the clues can also appear mentally and emotionally. You might experience persistent low mood, feelings of anxiety that seem to come out of nowhere, or the general lack of motivation. Chronic fatigue and brain fog, that feeling of not being able to think clearly, are also common signs. You might find you're more reactive to stress than usual, or that your sleep is consistently poor. Even skin issues like eczema or acne can sometimes be linked to an imbalanced gut. These symptoms are your body's way of sending signals that the conversation between your gut and brain may be strained and in need of attention. The good news is that we can take simple, practical steps to support a healthier gut-brain connection. It doesn't require a complete life overhaul. Start by gradually incorporating more fiber-rich and diverse plant foods into your diet. Aim for a wide variety of colors on your plate. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi are natural sources of probiotics, the beneficial bacteria themselves, and can help replenish your gut community. Managing stress through practices like mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, or spending time in nature can lower stress hormones and create a calmer gut environment. Prioritizing consistent, quality sleep is also crucial, as this is when your body, including your gut, does much of its repair work. Regular, moderate exercise has also been shown to increase microbial diversity. These small, consistent habits can work together to cultivate a thriving microbiome and strengthen the positive dialogue between your gut and brain. By looking at the microbiome, we begin to appreciate that gut health is fundamentally important for reasons that go far beyond digestion. The gut is not just a passive tube for processing food. It is an active, intelligent, and communicative organ that sits at the center of our physical and mental health. It is our second brain, our internal pharmacy, and our primary interface with the world around us. Understanding this deep connection empowers us to take a more holistic approach to well-being, recognizing that caring for our minds often begins with caring for our gut. The health of this complex inner world is inextricably linked to how we think, feel, and experience life.